Hello and good evening. Welcome to another session of Insta Live on ECG. So ECG stands for Etiquette, Communication and Grooming. And in these live sessions, it is our endeavor to answer all the questions that you have related to ECG. Hi Ganesh. Hi Deepa. Let's get started with today's questions and let's see what people have asked. But before that, I have to say a thank you to you. Thank you so much for your overwhelming responses, the questions that you've been sending, the comments that you have been sending, the responses that we've been, they just kind of encourage us to give you so much more. Like always, just feel free with your questions. There are no right or wrong questions. Don't be shy. Just pour down your questions. I will answer that for you and I will ensure that you develop your business image. Okay, so let's get started. We begin with the first question today and it says, what should I talk to people in an online networking meet? Now this is from Sangeeta from Bangalore. Okay, hi Sangeeta. Yes, it's true that these days all of us are on online networking meets. There is some or the other meet on some or the other online platform and we are meeting people and we are kind of in these breakout rooms where we network with each other. Now, the way we would network in an offline meet is the same that we would network in an online meet. It's just that we are meeting people across the screen rather than meeting them in person. So the first important rule that remains same for offline and online is be interested in the other person. So ask the other person a question, ask them their name to begin with, ask them what do they do, which city are they from, ask them about themselves. And while they are answering, while they are talking to you, be interested, look at them, smile, nod. That gives them an indication that you are interested in them. And it's when they have finished talking that you talk. So what you don't essentially do is, so for example, somebody says, hey, you know what, mango is my favorite fruit. Button saying, hey, you know what, mango is my favorite too. You can do that, but you do it after the person has finished the introduction. Now there are times when you will meet somebody the second time or the third time and they must have given you some update from the last networking meet. Pick up that update and build on it in your second and third one. So I hope I've answered that question for you, my dear. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now, this question is from Shampa from Mumbai. And she says, when you took an ECG workshop for us, you asked us to wear business colors. Now that we are working from home, should we still wear business colors? Okay, so just to give you a little background, Shampa was my workshop participants for one of the corporates where we took workshops on ECG, that is Etiquette, Communication and Grooming. Now, one very important aspect of your business image is business colors. So in her organization, we had taken a session on business colors where very specifically for them, we had told them what are the colors that work for their business. Now, Shampa, now that you are online, you're doing as much business as you would be doing offline, or rather, in fact, even more. Some of us are working even more. So yes, the business colors still remain important. Whatever outfits you choose to wear, please stick to your business colors. At the same time, whenever you're purchasing new outfits, please stick to your business colors. Business colors remain most crucial. They will kind of get people to understand your personality in terms of what you do. Not just that, they will also help people trust you better. So I hope I answered that for you, Shampa. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Now, now that's a real interesting one. This is Amit from Mumbai and he says, we do regular visit to doctors. Do we need regular visits to you too? Yes, okay. Rahul, yes, you do need regular visits to image consultants. So what happens is, when you come to us today, like if you're coming to us today, we will give you the solutions on your business image based on what you are today, your physical structure, your emotional structure, the kind of goals that you have, the kind of roles that you're playing, the kind of occasions you meet people onto. That's what drives us to give the solutions. What happens over a period of time is that there are a lot of changes that happen. our physical structure undergoes a change. So we could be putting on more weight or kind of reducing weight. Either ways, our goals undergo a change. Our emotional states undergo a change. So for all this, whenever there is a change in your life, please visit us, because then we can give you solutions for your business image as per the current scenario. It happens in cases like, I know one particular case with one of my clients. We gave him a solution and unfortunately he met with an accident and we had to kind of rework the entire thing. So sometimes it's immediate, where yes, you need to consult us immediately, but sometimes it can be later. On an average, a 3-year time span is good. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. And the next question is a very, very interesting one. I was kind of bowled over when I read that question. Now, this is a question from Sangeeta, and she says that I have a personal style of my own. I know what my personal style is. I work in the public sector, but my bosses are very unexposed to the idea of image and personal style. If I use my personal style here, I will look like a misfit in my organization. More than that, it will look arrogant. What should I do? So Sangeeta, it's awesome that yes, you do know your personal style. I think that's fantastic, because very few people do, but if you do, congratulations. I'm very happy for you for that. Now coming to the public sector organization. See, every organization has its own culture. Whether it's the public sector organization, whether it is a private organization, different industries have different culture. The most important thing is to remember that your personal style has to be gelled with your organization culture. When your personal style is in sync with the organization culture, you look like in harmony with the organization. You look like a part of them. You look like you're striving hard to achieve the goals of the organization. It's like one strong team. But if you do not do that, if you kind of portray your personal style, which is very different than the organization culture, you become the black sheep in the organization. So most importantly that you have to do is customize your personal style to the organization culture. Please remember, the organization culture takes a precedence. So just customize your personal style and you'll be good to go. Okay, time to move on to the next question. Okay, now this question is like the question of the day, and why it is the question of the day is because when this boy sent me the question, I was kind of zapped. I wasn't expecting something like this coming over, but it is so relevant because whatever your profession, your business image is working for you. Now this is a question from a YouTuber, and he says, do the rules of public speaking apply to my YouTube videos? If they do, how? Awesome. Now YouTube is a growing profession and I don't have to tell you how it's working. It's a big profession. Social media industry by itself is a very big profession these days. So when it comes to YouTube videos, there's a lot of content that we are delivering. Like, you know, like when I'm doing this Insta Live also, there's a lot of content that I'm delivering to you. So let's understand as to how does the YouTube video content and the public speaking content work, doesn't work, relate or correlate. And if you don't already know, your public speaking and presentation skills is a big part of your business image. It's not that something you can ignore. In fact, in the coming days, the more we get online, the more brush ups you need on your public speaking and on your presentation skills. Attention spans are decreasing by the day, so you need to have that punch to ensure that people can listen to what you have to say. And if you can't hold their attention, it doesn't work. So now let's look at the similarities between a YouTube video and a speech that you would give on any platform. And I'm talking in person and not online. So the first thing that remains very important is an audience Reiki. So if you were doing a speech, you know, you would have done an audience Reiki, you would have talked to your sponsors or understood who your audience is. When you are on a YouTube video, you do the same. You have some idea of who the audience is, who is going to be listening to you, what is your audience segmentation. That homework is already done. So that's one similarity between a public speaking speech and the YouTube video. The second is the data collection. Now what is meant by data collection? Data collection means what are you going to present? Everything has to be in relevance to the data that is getting presented to the audience. It could be stats, it could be anecdotes, it could be real life experiences, it can be anything. Now, a lot of YouTubers, when they start doing videos, they will talk of their personal stories, which is perfectly all right. But please remember, in either case, whether you're doing a speech or you're doing a YouTube video, you need to kind of pre-plan and gather the data from different sources and be ready. You can't be on your video and think, okay, what am I going to say to my audience now? You can't do that, right? So data collection remains important. The third thing that remains important is your body language. Now, when we give speeches in person, when you're standing and people can see you giving a speech, they can actually see your entire body, right from your head to your toe. So they can kind of read your body language. Your body language reinforces the message that your speech is giving. In YouTube videos, however, a lot of videos have only torso upwards body seen. So what remains extremely important is your facial expressions, the expressions that come over, and your hands. So the gestures with your hands and your facial expressions remain very important. Now, if you have facial expressions that are like sad or that don't interest the public at all, it's not going to get you anywhere. You need to have expressions that actually captivate the audience. Your face has to be able to show and deliver the message of your passion. Now that's another point of similarity between public speaking and doing your YouTube videos. The last important thing is the polished delivery. Now, polished delivery is not something that comes overnight. It's not like, you've done public speaking training today and you can give an amazing speech tomorrow. No, it comes with experience. It comes with practice. It's the same with YouTube videos. You take any YouTuber under the sun, look at the videos when they started and look at the videos as they has been moving, and then look at the videos now, and you will find a drastic change in the way they have been delivering the videos. And that is polished delivery. Giving a speech is tough, and so is a YouTube video. It's not a cakewalk. It requires a lot of back-end preparations. In fact, if you talk to some of the biggest YouTubers, you will realize how much they work into creating their YouTube videos. So now I hope I've answered that question for you. If you know public speaking well, if you have a grasp over public speaking, you can do YouTube videos also. And for all those of you who are already good at public speaking, please go ahead and do your YouTube videos. And if you need help on public speaking, feel free to connect. So those are our questions for the day. And if you need help on your ECG, that is etiquette, communication and grooming. Okay, now I have another question that's just pinged up. Okay, this question, I'll just take this last question. It says, could you please elaborate on what is business image? Okay, what is business image? Now this is one topic that I can talk and talk and talk and never stop. It's good. It's actually that close to my heart. I just love this topic. So I'm going to cut it short and try to do justice to it. What happens is, in business, in your professional life, you meet people. And whether you like it or not, the moment you meet somebody, your brain has already started calculating whether you should trust this person with this particular work or not. So let me give you an example. Suppose you are the team leader and there is something that needs to be done crucially and it has to be done in extensive details. What do? You give it to the person who can be most trusted for the job. And no, you don't have to do an analysis. You just know it by your gut and by your experience that, this person can do that for me. So in professional circles and business circles, people are always trying to judge if you are the right person for the right job. So when you meet somebody for the first time, there's an impression you form on them. When you meet them the second time, there's another impression you form on them. Third time, and there's another impression. So there's an impression on impression, impression on impression, impression on impression. And all of these together with Fevicol ka mazboot jod become your image. Now what happens is that people start reacting to you based on this image. So sometimes you have a lot of people saying, hey, you know what, I'm worth so many things, but the world doesn't understand my worth. Well, your world doesn't understand the worth because you haven't built up your image to communicate your worth to the world. That is what business image is. Business image is made up of primary three elements. The first is E, the second is C, and the third is G. Together it is ECG. So E stands for etiquette, C stands for communication, and G stands for grooming. E, etiquette, is how you treat people. C, communication, is what you say, what you don't say. And G, grooming, is your business formal outfits and your business casual outfits. So I hope I've answered that for you. That is your business image. I'm a business image specialist. Right since the day I started my organization till date, it is my dil ki ichha that everybody in India should have their business image. Do you know why? Because business image gets you to your success easier, faster, smoother. Business image is never taught in schools. You got to learn that. But don't worry, I'm here for you and I will do that for you. Keep following me on Instagram and I'll be in touch with you. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions on your ECG, mail those to me at ask, that's ask at mansilalsawant.com, and I will answer every question for you. Till then, take care and lead the good life. Bye.